Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Nick Push. Thanks for tuning in. Wanted to do a couple of things today. Number one, I wanted to talk about the recent Scream 6 news that came out, as we are now less than 5 weeks away from this movie coming out. Very, very exciting. So I want to talk about that and briefly talk about what it means or what it doesn't mean. And then thought it'd be fun to do a tier list on all the different Ghostface killers we've had throughout this franchise. So I'm going to be doing that. I have never done a tier list ranking before. I'm kind of excited to do it because I've seen other channels do it. I've seen other people do it, and it looks like it's fun and it's more kind of more interactive than just ranking things 1 through 10. So thought starting with Ghostface would be the way to go because of like I said, we are less than 5 weeks away from this movie releasing. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's get into this.
If you like horror, hit that notification bell, smash that like button, and push that subscribe button now.
What's the boogeyman?
Hello, Sydney.
Welcome to my nightmare. We want the man who did this.
Welcome to Nick Push's Horror Channel.
So before I get started here, let me know down in the comments, how excited are you that we are getting extremely close now to the release of Scream 6. I'm starting to get more pumped as the days pass, so I assume if you're watching this, you are kind of like me, or maybe you're lukewarm on it, or, just a little bit curious. That's okay too. All good. We're all fans of horror and all fans of this franchise, for the most part, I think. So it's cool to hear when other people are excited. So the recent news that came out, I believe it was yesterday, was the runtime. We got the runtime for Scream 6, and it comes out at 2 hours and 3 minutes, 123 minutes. That is the longest runtime in the franchise. Before I talk about what that means, I'm going to run down the runtimes for all the other movies in the franchise. The OG from 1996 was 111 minutes. The sequel, Scream 2 from 1997, was 120 minutes. Scream 3 from 2000 came in at 117 minutes. Scream 4, 11 years later, coincidentally, was 111 minutes. And then Scream 2022 last year was 114 minutes. So this one is longer than all the rest. What does that mean? Let me tell you guys what that means. That means jack shit. It's not like it's a half hour longer than all the others, guys. It's a few minutes longer. It's 3 minutes longer than Scream 2. It's 12 minutes longer than the OG. I don't care how long it is. I care what they do with that extra runtime. If it's, just filler shit, then that's garbage. I don't care. If they are, going over specific character moments, okay. You're building up to something, then I'm interested. If they're taking their time, having some tension in certain scenes, that's what I like. That's exactly what I want to see. I don't want just Ghostface popping up out of nowhere and killing 100 people because it looks cool. I know a lot of you want that. That's fine. And I get that. Trust me, I get that appeal. But for me, I want some tension. So if they're using this padded runtime, I say padded, it's only a little bit longer than the rest. But if they're using this quote unquote padded runtime to build some tension, to help some different character interactions, to let me see why a character is making a decision, then I am fine with it. I am on board. But if not, I don't really care, guys. Give me a good movie. I don't care how long it is. Don't make it fucking 3 hours, though. I hate 3-hour movies. But do something with these extra minutes. Don't just waste them. Don't just have them in there because it's a cool scene. Do something. That's my spiel on the runtime. Now let's get into the tier list. So, I have all 9 killers here, and I am going to rate them in the following categories: awesome, great, good, and fucking terrible. I was going to come up with some Scream-related categories, but I felt like this will be the easiest to understand and easiest for me to understand. I have no idea where I'm going to put these people. I am shooting from the hip and going right from my heart on how I personally feel about these characters. Tell me down in the comments, if you disagree with the ranking, because I know I'm going to get a lot of disagreements on some of them, and maybe you'll agree with me. That's fine too. Either way, lists like this are fun to make, so I'm excited to do it. And it looks like we're going in alphabetical order here, starting with Amber from Scream 5. Amber, oh man, this is easy. She was fucking terrible. She was horrible. She was absolutely, they didn't do anything with her character. I know she's got her fans out there. I know that. All these characters have their fans. That's what I love about franchises like this, where we got a lot of passionate fans, right? Someone like me hates Amber because they didn't do anything with their character. She just looked mean all the time, and then she was revealed, and her turn wasn't really a turn. It was just her being more of a bitch. But then there's other people that like Amber, and that's okay. For me, I thought she fucking sucked. So she goes in terrible. Fucking terrible, I should say. Next, Billy Loomis. Also, nope. Sorry. Even I can't say anything bad about Billy Loomis. I mean, I don't particularly, like the character as like a human being or anything. But I can't deny that he's not fucking awesome in this franchise. So Billy, he goes into awesome. Next, we have Charlie, Macaulay Culkin's little brother. He is joining Amber in the fucking terrible range. He is from Scream 4, Jill's partner, so to speak. And yeah, another character where it was lame. He's just playing the nerd card the whole time, and then, kills Kirby and tries to kill Kirby. I know she's back, guys. I stop typing right now. But in the context of Scream 4, he, for all intents and purposes, kills Kirby, and then, Jill turns on him. Not memorable. Hell, if he wasn't a Culkin, I don't know how memorable he'd be at all. I thought he was fucking terrible. So, as a character. So, that's where he belongs. Next, we have Jill from Scream 4. The other killer from Scream 4. She is going to... Great. I love Jill. She is one of my favorite ghost faces. I know she has, like most of these characters, like I said, both her fans and detractors. I am obviously in the fan category. I loved her motive in Scream 4. I thought that was fucking fantastic. And I just liked, she was fucking batshit crazy. Jesus Christ. The way she was injuring herself in Scream 4 and all kinds of shit, to get away with it till the end. She just fucked up by not killing Sid the right way. Jesus. But she had it. She has come the closest, probably off the top of my head, to any ghost race from beating Sidney. Maybe. I guess it all depends on your perspective. But I love Jill. I thought she was fucking awesome. But not Billy awesome, so that's why she's, a category below. Next, we have Mickey, played by another great actor, Timothy Olyphant. Mickey, I love the actor. I would put him just as good, though. And mainly it's because he disappeared for, essentially most of Act 2 of this movie. He was talking to Sidney in the hospital. They tried to put that in, when he's saying it's happening again or something like that, right? And then then all of a sudden he's gone. I know he's in Randy's film class and things like that, but he's gone, and all of a sudden he shows up at the end, and, he's blaming the movies, which is a cool, it's a cool motive. But his disappearing, I thought they could have done more with this character. So I can't put him any higher than good, even though I love the actor. And let's be honest, as far as acting goes, he could act circles around a lot of these other actors in this franchise. Next, we have his partner, Debbie Salt, a.k.a. Mrs. Loomis. For me, she's also in good. Wasn't a huge fan of the reveal. Billy's mother. Wasn't a huge fan of the reveal. But other than that, I thought she was good. Not great. I know a lot of people love this character as well. I don't think she was great. And the main reason I can't put her any higher than good is I can't get over the fact that that was her throwing Jamie Kennedy, throwing Randy around in that van. I just don't buy it. You know, she's not strong enough to be doing that. You know, she's a tiny person, but she's just, you know, she's a small, older lady that would not have the strength to be, you know, I'm not saying she couldn't have killed Randy. Clearly she could have. She had a fucking knife. But the way she was just throwing him around in that van, you know, from what we saw, don't buy it. So for her, I can only have her go as far as good. Next, we have Dennis Quaid's son, Jack Quaid. For me, he's also just good. I like the actor. Love his father as an actor, by the way. Like the actor, but I kind of called it right away. You know, right at the bowling alley when we first see him outside the bowling alley. You know, I kind of called it. You know that, you know, he's the killer, and they kind of tried to play with that a little bit by having Dewey say it's a boyfriend. You know, so they kind of tried to play with that a little bit, and he had an okay reveal. And you know, his confrontation with Sam at the end was okay. So I just thought he was good. Not great, but just good. Love the reasoning though of him being an obsessed Stab fan. They wanted to rewrite their own movie because the sequels weren't doing it justice. I love that fucking motive, especially being on YouTube, and having thoughts like that myself. Not killer thoughts. Calm down, everyone. Calm the fuck down, or I'll get you. Kidding. But no, seriously, the motive was pretty cool, especially in the age of social media and all that. So liked that motive, but other than that, just good. Next, we got Roman. Roman is going all the way to very underwhelming for me. I hate when movies, you know, throw something in at the last second, like Sidney had a half brother. And I get it. Randy advises that in his trilogy video. You know, something you thought was true is not true anymore. But the fact that Roman was guiding Billy and Stu to do all this, and you know, at the time at least, he was the mastermind behind all of this because, you know, him and Sid's mom chose Sydney and had that family out there. Thought it was didn't do anything for me. Didn't like it. Obviously, he gets extra credit because he was a single Ghostface in this, so that's why he went up just a tad. But other than that, not a fan of Roman. Which brings us to, I guess you would call everybody's man of the hour lately, and that is Stu. Where will I put Stu, guys? As you guys know, I've been vocal that I don't want him to come back. I'm not saying he's not coming back because those are two very, very different things. I don't want him back. I know a lot of people do. I'm cool with that thought process. I get it. For me, I don't want him back. But the real question in this exercise is, where do I put him? Don't worry, he's not going to be in fucking terrible. I put Stu also in good. I thought he was good. That he was a good killer. He did his job. He was a patsy kind of for Billy. Mostly, you know, he's not any lower because he's fucking memorable. You know, he is very memorable. He had some good scenes. He could be scary, you know, with Matthew Lilliard's size and things like that, and definitely got the craziness there. But I feel like he's just kind of a pussy as far as, you know, not wanting to stand up to Billy and things like that. I feel like he could be mentally manipulated, even though he has a physical presence to him. And obviously he's a great physical actor, physically comedic actor, especially. So I love Matthew Lillard. Couldn't put him any lower than this. Didn't want him any higher than this. So yeah, that's my list. As you can see, Billy's in a category all of his own. Jill's in a category, and then after that we got a lot of good ones. And look, if your franchise is like this as far as your killers, you're in pretty decent shape. Most of them are good. So I got 6 of the 9 are good, great, or awesome, and 3 of the 9 are and fucking terrible. Your franchise is doing something right. So that is my Ghostface tier ranking. Tell me down in the comments, guys. How would you rank the Ghost Faces? What kind of tiers would you have? Anything like that? What do you think of Screen 6's runtime being over 2 hours? Does that excite you? Does that concern you? I love to hear your guys' thoughts. I will see you next time.